space. I count it a privilege anytime I speak anywhere. Doesn't matter how big or how small the crowd is. Because your space is sacred.
Yes, it is.
You're not supposed to just accept anything or anyone in your space. And so the fact that you have me here speaks volume to your character. Okay? And mine as well.
Yeah.
Pat yourself on the back. That's all right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. I truly do appreciate it. And it's an honor to be here to speak life into you and to empower you. And if you don't mind, I'm going to do a shameless plug, if you will. If everyone could just take out their phones. It's okay. Take out your phones. And I promise you, it's a method to my madness. So just flow with me, okay? I need everyone to take out your phones, go on your Facebook. If you have Facebook, I don't know if everyone has Facebook or not. For those of you, does anyone, raise your hand if you have Instagram. Okay, then those of you that have Instagram, go onto your Instagram. Those of you that have Facebook, go onto your Facebook. Does anybody have Periscope? Okay. All right, so for those who have Facebook, go to your Facebook. For those who have Instagram, go on your Instagram. I would like for you to put in the search, Robin Robbins Enterprises. Okay, go ahead and put that in there. Click follow. If you're on Facebook, click like. I promise you, it's a method to my madness. Okay? Once you found that and you've clicked follow or you've clicked the like button, I want you to find Triumph Multinational Inc. Triumph Multinational Inc. And Robin is spelled R-O-B-Y-N. R-O-B-Y-N, last name R-O-B-B-I-N-S. I promise you, it's a method to my madness. Now, the reason why I have you doing this is because, first of all, I want to truly stay connected to you. I'm not the type of person that comes and speaks and then just leaves. I want to be able to continue to empower you. I can be in another state and you can be here at home, but I want you to be able to continue to receive tips and tools and things that will help to empower you, because this is what I do and this is who I am. Is that okay? I want to stay connected for real. All right? Again, thank you all. I appreciate it. Raise your hand if you click the like button. Raise your hand if you click the follow button on Robin Enterprises. Okay, raise your hand if you click the follow and the like button for Instagram and Facebook for Triumph Multinational Inc. Let me see those hands. Okay, y'all not feeling Triumph, huh? It's okay. Can I get this?
You want to take it?
Yes, ma'am. This table here. Just want to bring it down
get a
here.
card.
Thank you so much, Levi. Okay. Not going to take much of your time, I promise. Thank you so much. When I heard the young lady going forth in prayer, I said to Jamila, Jamila, why you didn't tell me that I was in a room with a whole bunch of believers? I said that would have helped me to know that. But so I feel at home, for real. Today I want to talk to you guys about a word. I'm not going to say the word just yet, but this word is so important. And through life, we wind up forgetting what this word really means and what it does for us and what it enables us to do. Okay? So maybe I should start by just saying, I'm not going to patronize any of you, because I hate it when people do that to me. I'm not going to patronize you by saying, oh, it's going to be okay. That's a good one. Everything is going to be okay. You've heard that before, right? Oh, everything is all right. Don't worry about it. Oh, all is well. You've heard those things before. See, that's not what I'm going to do. But instead, I want to acknowledge your sufferings and your pain. Let's talk about that. Because life is real. It's not fake. I want to acknowledge your sufferings. I want to acknowledge your pain. I want to acknowledge the depression and the anxiety that some of you may go through on a daily basis. I want to acknowledge the bouts of nausea and vomiting that some of you experience or your loved ones may experience. That's what I want to talk about. I want to acknowledge you. I want to acknowledge every bit of who you are, and I'm not going to patronize you and tell you that all is well. I feel my help, y'all. I'm not going to patronize you and say that it's okay. It's going to be okay. That's not what I'm going to do. Because life is real, and you are a real person. You are a human being with feelings, with emotions. So that's not what I'm going to do. It's not what we're going to do today. But today we're going to talk about those things. Those things that put you in dark places. This thing called cancer. That's what we're going to talk about today. And so some of you may have not been affected by the disease firsthand. Some of you may have been affected by the disease by way of a loved one. And your heart clenched and broke every time you saw that person suffering. You saw them fighting for their very lives because they refused with everything in their essence, with everything in their being to give up. They refused to let this thing, this disease called cancer ruin their lives, run their lives, and determine where they would be or where they will go or what they would do or what they couldn't do. That's what I want to speak about today. Is that all right, y'all? So I'm not going to patronize you. I'm going to patronize you and say, all is well. Everything is going to be okay. You know, life has a way of doing certain things. And this word that I want to talk to you about today, life experiences, traumas, illnesses, diseases, has a way of particularly stripping us of this word. And so the word that I want to introduce to you is the word called hope. Hope is an expectation and a desire for a certain thing to happen. I like the way that the Baker's Evangelical Dictionary of the Biblical Theology defines it. It says, hope means to trust in, wait for, or desire something or someone, or to expect something beneficial in the future. I want to talk to you today about hope, about a word that has been watered down, about a word that has been stripped of its power, about a word that has been misused, if you will, hope. 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 That's the word I want to talk to you about. I believe that each and every one of us were born with hope on the inside of us. But life, as I stated before, has a way of stripping us of that hope, of that natural ability to look for something better, bigger, and brighter. Okay, now I want to give you an example of that. So my fight may not be your fight. We all are different. We all have different backgrounds. We all have different walks of life. But I want to demonstrate to you what I'm trying to convey to you. Hope is something that each and every one of us were born with. But as I stated before, life, situations, circumstances, illnesses, diseases has a way of raping you of the thing that was naturally given to you by God. What do I mean? Well, when I was a little girl, my mom, she was the center of everything. We all loved my mother. We really didn't spend too much time with our father because he was always working. He was a working man, always working. And my mother would host, she would cook, and have people over at the house. And that was the way that she loved on people. That was the way that she showed her appreciation. And like I said before, my mom was the center of everything. And so my father got into an accident on his job. And they prescribed him a highly substance drug to get rid of the pain, and he became an addict. In order to protect us, my mother kicked him out the house because Dad began to steal, and he wasn't himself. We had already lost him to the drugs. And so, just like people do, I guess my mother began to feel alone, and so she started to date. And this man that she dated at this time was a man that I don't even want to try to characterize his character, because there are no words that I have that could express to convey to you how I feel about this person. But as a little girl, at 6 years old, I watched this man molest my sister as she napped on the couch. Hope. My God. That same man, not too long after, came after me and molested me in the kitchen of our home. Hope. My older sister found out what was happening, and she came to my mother and she said, Mom, if you don't do something about this, and I'm initially from New York, she said, well, I'm going to have to call ACS. I'm going to call ACS because at the end of the day, I have to protect my sisters. I guess Mom didn't move fast enough to her liking, and so she called ACS, and they came and took us from the home. Could you imagine? My mother has 7 kids. Could you imagine the scene? Being pried and ripped from your mother at the age of 6? But hope. But hope. So, we're being taken away. And I really feel like that broke my mother's heart. My mother did everything that she was supposed to do according to the system to get us back. And so we came back. She got rid of him. She took whatever classes, whatever it was that my mother needed to do, she did it, and she got us back. So we're back at the house. But when we come back, we notice that Mommy is not the same. At 6 years old, I'm holding back my mother's hair, and I'm saying, Mommy, it's going to be okay. And I remember vividly watching chunks and chunks of blood into the toilet. But hope. 6 years old. And my mother became so ill that she was unable to care for us. And so she had my aunt and my uncle take us, say, hey, I can't do it. Take care of my kids. And I remember feeling like, okay, we're safe now. All is well. My God. Everything's going to be okay. Because of hope, right? Hope. And my aunt will never let me forget. She said, when you were 6 years old, your mom used to call all the time while she was in the hospital to check on you guys. And she said, one day she called and you got on the phone and you said to your mother, you said, Mommy, it's okay. We're safe now. You can go. And 2 weeks later, my mother passed. But hope. So, at 6 years old, we're in the Bronx where my mom is in the casket. And all my sisters and brothers they're bawling, and they are just destroyed. And even at 6, I didn't fully understand what I was looking at, but the one thing that I was clear about was that Mom is never, ever coming back. And I stood at her casket, and I looked at my mother, and my older sister said, Robin, do you want to say bye to Mommy now? And I remember touching my mother's hand, and I remember saying, bye, Mommy, you can rest now. I never shed one tear during the whole entire funeral. Hope. You see, I share this story with you to vividly express to you. I want you to see what I'm trying to describe to you. I'm showing you how life experiences, trauma, illnesses, and diseases have a way of ripping you of the thing that God has naturally put on the inside of you called hope. So, I guess, although I felt broken and I felt abandoned and I felt alone, like I felt all those feelings. I battled with depression.
I missed that.
All types of things. And right when I thought the thing that I'm trying to express to you was over, right when I thought there is no way in the world I could ever have any hope, any inspiration or aspirations to anything to push me, to drive me for bigger, for better, for brighter. Right when I thought that thing was over, that's when I got my second one. And so what am I saying? What am I saying to you? What is the purpose of all of this? She's talking about hope. She's telling us this story. This story is illustrating to us how life can rape you of the very thing that you need to survive. That's my point. You need hope to survive. You need hope to overcome. You need hope to drive you. Do not allow this disease, do not allow what you see with your loved ones affect you and rape you of this thing called hope. That's my whole entire point. Hope. Hope. I want you to keep your hope burning, if you will. Imagine if hope was a fire. Then I want you to keep that fire burning. I want you to keep hope alive. And I know that sounds cliche, but I mean what I say. When I say keep hope alive, don't allow your situations, don't allow your circumstances, don't allow this disease to stifle, to stagnate, to blow out your fire of hope. Do you know that that's the plan and the tactic of the enemy? That's why he hits you so hard. Because if I could just keep hitting her, if I could just keep hitting him, then I'm for certain that I will be able to drive out the natural thing that God has placed on the inside of you to begin with. And if I can do that, then I'm going to have you by your neck. So, I'm saying to you, don't allow it. I know it's easier said than done. But don't allow it to burn out. Don't allow hope to burn out. Keep hope alive. Keep it burning. Keep it alive. Keep it alive in your hearts. Keep it alive in your minds. Keep it alive wherever you may need to. If you need to put a post-it on your mirror in the morning when you wake up that says hope, then that's what you do. With every last tear while you're in the closet crying, praying, hoping for better, wishing for more, remember hope. I want you all to look toward the hills. Y'all see the hills? I see them. I don't know about y'all. I'm not afraid to be by myself. But I see hills. I see hills. And I'm looking toward the hills, which I know help comes from. So I'm looking. Oh, those hills look good. Do y'all see the hills? Or am I alone? This side is with me. They rocking with me. Do y'all see the hills? Because I see hills. I see them. They're big. Plain as day. I see them, although it's dark. From this dark place, I see hills. In depression, I see hills. Thank you, Lord. Oh my goodness, when nothing else seems to be working out for my good, which is the lie of the enemy, yet I see hills. They're big, they're massive, they're beautiful. And then you know what? I hear this voice. I hear this voice as we're peeking at the hills, y'all. Looking at the hills, everybody look toward the right. That's what these hills are. I see these hills. And I hear this voice, or should I say the voice? And the voice says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper and not to harm you." Look at the hills. Plans to give you hope in the future. And then when that doesn't work, and we take our eyes off the hills, and we're back in depression, we're back in anxiety, we're back in everyday life, I hear that same voice say, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." I want to wrap it up, y'all, but this do not see, I want to work on this. The assurance of things we do not see. The hills are an assurance of things we do not see. So, in this life, we see the sickness. We see the anxiety, we see the depression, we see the vomiting, we see the nausea, we see the physical fatigue. We see people lose their hair in the natural. That's what we see with our eyes. That's what we see. But faith is the confidence and the assurance of the thing you do not see. That's that hope. That's that aspiration that says, I'm going to fight for bigger, for better, and for more. Hope. Faith. Faith. Hope. I'll say it over here. Hope. Faith. Faith. Hope. Hope. Faith. Faith. Hope. So, I'm going to walk in his image and in his likeness. Now, this wasn't all this extra stuff wasn't a part of the speech because I didn't know I was in a room full of believers. So I'm flowing in the spirit if that's okay. You were created in his image and in his likeness. You were created in his image and in his likeness. You were created in his image and in his likeness. Therefore, you look like God. And you have the ability to function like God. Now, when you get a hold of faith, which comes by way of hope, so hope turns into faith. You following me? And when that happens, then you can rise up and say, well, wait a minute. I'm created in this image and this likeness. Likeness, meaning I have the ability to function as my Father. Therefore, whatever it is that I do not see, I have the authority, the dominion, and the power to speak it into existence. So, I'm going to look at these hills. Oh, these hills are beautiful. Y'all see these hills? And I'm about to speak right now. Lord, we thank you for healing virtue that flows from the hills of heaven. Lord, we thank you now. We thank you for the release of healing virtue. We thank you that pain ceases now. We thank you that it disintegrates now.